Russia attacks Ukrainian military facilities in various regions. It destroyed equipment like armored vehicles and ammunition depots. The Russian Defense Ministry also says that its forces repelled Ukraine's attacks. Russian troops are continuing their offensive in Donetsk, among other regions. Fierce fighting is underway in the city of Marinka. This comes as the war between Russia and Ukraine has entered its 15th month. Ukraine has said its forces have repelled Russian attacks on multiple fronts. This includes the cities of Lyman and Avdiivka. Ukrainian air forces conducted several attacks on rally points. These are the points where Russian military personnel and equipment were present. Russia has once again stepped up shelling in the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut. This comes as the Wagner mercenary group's soldiers began to use more advanced equipment. Drone images show the scale of destruction in the city. Earlier, the Wagner group's commander had said he would pull his troops out of Bakhmut if they weren't provided arms and ammunition. Russia has promised more weapons to continue the offensive in Bakhmut. Ukraine has said that Russia has effectively stopped the Black Sea grain deal by refusing to register incoming vessels. Ukraine mentioned that Russia's approach contradicts the terms of the current agreement. The Black Sea grain deal was brokered between Russia and Ukraine last year. It was done with the help of Turkey and the United Nations to ease the global food crisis. The current deal expires on May 18th, and Moscow has threatened to quit the agreement. Turkey and the UN are now working to extend the deal. Canada has expelled a Toronto-based Chinese diplomat. This comes after an intelligence report accused him of trying to target a Canadian lawmaker. The lawmaker in question is critical of China's treatment of Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang. China's foreign minister said, and I quote, Canada's foreign minister said, and I quote, "We won't tolerate any form of foreign interference." The expulsion has escalated the already strained ties between Canada and China. China has responded to Canada's decision to expel the Chinese diplomat. Beijing refuted the accusation of interference and pledged to take resolute countermeasures. China added that Canada's move seriously violates international law and sabotages bilateral ties between the two countries. In the US, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has signed multiple bills. They aim to put restrictions on real estate purchases by Chinese nationals. He's also tightened access to China's short video sharing application TikTok. The measures are part of a wider legislation. It outlaws the storage of sensitive data on servers linked to Chinese President Xi Jinping's regime. Remember, DeSantis is touted as a potential candidate for the 2024 US presidential election. Israeli jets and helicopters struck multiple targets in Gaza overnight. Israel has described the attacks as an operation targeting kingpin terrorists. The country says that it targeted senior Palestinian commanders. Tensions escalated last week after the death of a Palestinian on hunger strike in Israeli custody. Israel's Foreign Minister Eli Cohen has arrived in New Delhi for a visit. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will hold bilateral talks with Cohen. Cohen attended an India-Israel business forum on Tuesday morning. However, his trip has been cut short due to the latest escalation of tensions between Israel and Palestine. Violence in the Indian state of Manipur is escalating. India's top court underlined the need to provide basic amenities in relief camps. More than 50 people have been killed in the clashes that broke out on the 3rd of May. Tensions reportedly began over the demand of scheduled tribe status for the Métis community. The community makes up 53% of Manipur's population. Sudan's special envoy met South Sudan's president yesterday. The meeting was aimed at putting a lasting ceasefire in place. This is to grant safe passage of humanitarian support and provide an escape corridor for civilians. While speaking to journalists, the envoy said that the Sudanese army is in full control of the country. Sudan's two warring sides also recently met in Saudi Arabia's Jeddah. However, there has been no word on progress. Tens of thousands of people in Serbia's capital Belgrade took to the streets. They carried banners which read, "Serbia against violence." Demonstrators demanded better security, a ban on violent television content, and the resignation of key ministers. They also called for an emergency parliamentary session and a debate on the country's ongoing security situation. This comes after two mass shootings shocked the country last week. Hundreds of migrants have been stranded for days at the US-Mexico border. Many of them reached out through the border fence asking for food from volunteers. The Biden administration is bracing for a possible increase in illegal migration. This comes as COVID-19 entry restrictions under Title 42 are coming to an end. Hundreds of investigative agents and air marshals are being pulled in to help manage the border. A man in the US state of Texas has been charged with 8 counts of manslaughter. This comes after he mowed down a group of pedestrians near a homeless shelter. At least 7 people were killed. The driver ran a red light, lost control of his vehicle, and hit 18 people. Police say the man was also charged with 10 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The accused has an extensive criminal history. Scuffles broke out at a polling station for Turkey's overseas voters in Amsterdam. Dutch police tried to take control of the situation. Some 300 people were involved in the incident. Voting in Turkey will begin on May 14th. Polls predict that the votes of more than 3 million eligible Turkish voters living abroad may be crucial. Indonesia is gearing up for the ASEAN summit. It has beefed up security ahead of the event. ASEAN leaders are scheduled to arrive on Tuesday. Indonesian President Joko Widodo is set to open the meeting on Wednesday. The 10-member regional bloc has been trying to push for a peace consensus in Myanmar. Parts of Bolivia are witnessing fierce cold conditions. Heavy hail has wreaked havoc on the streets. The wet weather is expected to continue through June. Temperatures have dipped to below 0 degrees Celsius in areas including El Alto, Potosi, and Oruro. Authorities have issued an orange alert in some regions. This is due to expected flooding from overflowing rivers. Parts of New Zealand are facing flash floods and landslides. This comes after heavy rains and thunderstorms in the region. Auckland's roads and gardens have been flooded, schools have been evacuated, residents have been asked to prepare to leave. A local state of emergency has also been declared. The Democratic Republic of Congo is dealing with the aftermath of devastating floods. Dead bodies are still being recovered. More than 400 people were killed last week. Over 8,000 people have been impacted. This is one of the country's deadliest disasters in recent history. Canada's oil and gas producers have shut down some production. This comes as the province of Alberta is witnessing unprecedented wildfires. Alberta is the country's main oil-producing province. It declared an emergency due to the wildfires. Rain and cooler weather is expected to bring some respite soon. Microsoft-owned LinkedIn has said that it will slash more than 700 jobs. The company says it's looking to cut costs amid a weak economic outlook. It'll also reportedly shut down its China-focused jobs app called In Careers. In 2021, LinkedIn decided to withdraw its services from China due to a challenging business environment. This decision has come after authorities tightened control over the internet sector. The In Careers app will be phased out by August 9th. Social media platform Twitter will reportedly remove inactive accounts. Owner Elon Musk says the company will remove accounts that have been inactive for several years. He added that these accounts will be archived. Musk says that the removals are important to free up abandoned handles. However, he gave no details about when the process will begin. recent history. Canada's oil and gas producers have shut down some production. This comes as the province of Alberta is witnessing unprecedented wildfires. Alberta is the country's main oil-producing province. It declared an emergency due to the wildfires. Rain and cooler weather is expected to bring some respite soon. Microsoft-owned LinkedIn has said that it will slash more than 700 jobs. The company says it's looking to cut costs amid a weak economic outlook. It'll also reportedly shut down its China-focused jobs app called In Careers. In 2021, LinkedIn decided to withdraw its services from China due to a challenging business environment. This decision has come after authorities tightened control over the internet sector. The In Careers app will be phased out by August 9th. Social media platform Twitter will reportedly remove inactive accounts. Owner Elon Musk says the company will remove accounts that have been inactive for several years. He added that these accounts will be archived. Musk says that the removals are important to free up abandoned handles. However, he gave no details about when the process will begin. Google signs a $100 million deal with the New York Times. The payment will be made over 3 years. This comes as part of a broader agreement where Google will feature Times content on its platform. The deal includes NYT's participation in Google News Showcase. Google News Showcase is a product that pays publishers to feature their content on Google News and other Google platforms. E-commerce platform Amazon is offering its US customers $10 to pick up their purchases. The company is asking customers to pick up their orders from company pickup points. These pickup points are locations such as Whole Foods, Amazon Fresh, or Kohl's stores. With this move, Amazon is aiming to slash its costs for home delivery and costs incurred from returns. Truecaller will soon start its services over WhatsApp and other messaging apps. This will help users avoid potential spam calls over the internet. This comes as telemarketing and scam calls are reportedly on the rise. The feature is currently in the beta phase. As per reports, the service will be rolled out globally later this month. Goldman Sachs will pay $215 million to settle a long-standing lawsuit. The lawsuit accuses the company of widespread bias against women. The investment bank has been accused of paying its women employees less than their male counterparts. The company also allegedly gave women weaker performance reviews. As per reports, this is one of the highest-profile cases targeting gender discrimination within companies. Zoltan Pozsur, a widely followed Credit Suisse economist, has left the bank. He joined Credit Suisse in 2015. Before joining the company, Pozsur had worked at the New York Federal Reserve and the US Treasury. His exit comes amid an exodus of staff that began months before UBS's takeover of Credit Suisse. US-based cryptocurrency exchange Bittrex has filed for bankruptcy. This comes 3 weeks after the US markets regulator accused it of operating an unregistered securities exchange. The company had then ceased its American operations on April 30th. However, Bittrex has said that the bankruptcy filing will not impact its international business, Bittrex Global. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried has asked a US judge to quash criminal charges against him. Bankman-Fried was arrested after the collapse of crypto exchange FTX. The FTX founder has been accused of stealing billions of dollars in FTX customer funds, among many others. He's also been accused of making political contributions illegally. However, his lawyers have asked a US court to drop these charges. They've argued that these charges were not mentioned in the original warrant. Space tourism company Virgin Galactic has said that it will launch its first commercial flight in late June. The company is set to conduct a 4-member test flight this month. Virgin Galactic's commercial flight program aims to provide flights for space tourists. The company is backed by billionaire Richard Branson. Moving on to sports. In yesterday's IPL match, Kolkata Knight Riders won a nail-biter against Punjab Kings. The match was played at Kolkata's Eden Gardens. Punjab batted first and put up a total of 179 runs in their 20 overs. Kolkata needed more than 50 runs in the last 5 overs. Then, Andre Russell hit 3 sixes in the 19th over to turn the match around. At the death, Kolkata needed 2 runs on the last ball. Rinku Singh smashed Punjab's Arshdeep Singh for 4 runs to secure the win. Also in the IPL, Yuzvendra Chahal has equalled Dwayne Bravo's record for the highest wicket taker. Chahal has equalled Bravo's tally of 183 wickets in 143 matches. The leg spinner took a brilliant 4-wicket haul in his previous game to match the milestone. Rajasthan have 3 games left to play this season, and it's likely that Chahal will set a new record. Continuing with cricket, Sri Lanka is likely to host the upcoming Asia Cup. This is because the tournament is set to move from Pakistan. The decision to shift the tournament was made after the Indian team refused to play in Pakistan. Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Afghanistan have endorsed the move to host the cup in the island nation. However, a final decision on the venue is expected by the end of May. Ishan Kishan has replaced KL Rahul in the Indian squad for the finals in the upcoming World Test Championship. KL Rahul has been ruled out of the squad after suffering a thigh injury. Kishan is uncapped in Test cricket and will represent India in all whites for the first time. India will play the World Test Championship final against Australia at the Oval in June. In football, Everton produced a masterclass in counter-attack football with a 5-1 win over Brighton in the Premier League. Everton's Abdoulaye Doucouré scored twice in the first half of the match. Brighton goalkeeper Jason Steele scored an own goal to add to the woes. Everton's Dwight McNeil then added 2 more goals as they outclassed the hosts. With the win, Everton have climbed out of the relegation zone. 10th placed Fulham beat Leicester City 5-3 at home in yesterday's match. Tom Cairney and Willian both scored twice, while Carlos Vinicius added another to Fulham's tally. Leicester fought back with 2 goals from Harvey Barnes and a late 81st minute goal from James Maddison. But Fulham still won. With the win, Fulham ended Leicester's 3-game unbeaten run in the Premier League. In the Saudi Pro League, Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr were held to a 1-1 draw with 14th placed Al Khalij. Fabio Martins scored for Al Khalij in the 4th minute. Al Nassr defender Alvaro Gonzalez scored the equalizer 13 minutes later. With the draw, Ronaldo's side lost 2 crucial points in the title race with 4 matches remaining. In Ligue 1, Lionel Messi resumed training at the Paris Saint-Germain camp. PSG had suspended Messi from practice after the Argentine footballer made an unauthorized trip to Saudi Arabia. Messi was left out of the squad in the 3-1 win over Troyes on Sunday. Messi apologized to PSG fans and his teammates before being allowed back on the pitch. There's some good news for Messi fans as well. The Argentine footballer won the prestigious Laureus Award. Laureus is an annual award that honors top-performing individuals and one team across sports. Messi also received the award on behalf of Argentina's football team, who were named World Team of the Year. Along with Messi, sprint champion Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price bagged the Women's Award. The Jamaican sprinter won the honours for her gold-winning 100-metre sprint at the World Championships. Swimmers from around the world participated in the open water race in Bolivia. Athletes swam 7.5 kilometers in Bolivia's famous Titicaca Lake. Swimmers battled freezing temperatures and a lack of oxygen due to the high altitude. Lake Titicaca sits 3,800 meters above sea level and is considered the world's highest navigable lake. Now onto the entertainment world. Iconic US action series SWAT is set to return to CBS for its 7th and final season. The network confirmed this on Monday. This comes after CBS faced massive backlash from fans after its Friday announcement to cancel the series. SWAT Season 7 is expected to feature 13 episodes. CBS is slated to unveil its autumn schedule on May 10th. However, CBS is dropping the axe on 2 franchises after 1 season. These are East New York and True Lies. The Season 1 finales for both dramas will now mark the end of the shows. East New York's final episode will be broadcast on May 14th. Meanwhile, True Lies will have its season finale on May 17th. The famed Game of Thrones franchise has become the latest victim of the ongoing Hollywood writers' strike. The writing of an upcoming franchise prequel has been halted because of the strike. The Writers Guild of America went on strike on May 2nd. This was after failing to reach a new labor agreement with higher pay from Hollywood studios. Paramount Network has announced that the Yellowstone series will be ending this November after 5 seasons. According to the network, series creator Taylor Sheridan will produce a sequel that is scheduled to premiere on Paramount in December. The spin-off has not yet been given a title. Yellowstone follows the fortunes of the fictional Dutton family of Montana. The release of Britney Spears' autobiography has been delayed indefinitely. Publisher Simon & Schuster has put the book on hold after receiving legal letters from some of Britney's former flames. According to media reports, Spears' exes are reportedly anxious over explosive details about their past relationships. Indian cricketer Shubman Gill is set to lend his voice to the Indian Spider-Man in the upcoming animated movie Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The film will mark the big screen debut of Pavitr Prabhakar, the Indian Spider-Man. Gill will be voicing the character of Pavitr Prabhakar in Hindi and Punjabi versions of the film. The move will be released by Sony Pictures India across the country. WWE Hall of Famer and Fast and Furious star John Cena is in the news. He recently opened up about the upcoming film in the franchise Fast X. Cena said that Fast X is different and it'll set the stage for things to come. Fast X is the second last film in the Fast and Furious saga. The 11th film is slated to begin production. The 10th Fast and Furious installment, Fast X, is going to release worldwide on May 19th. Amazon Studios is launching a syndication business for its original series and films. Amazon MGM Studios Distribution will look to sell streaming originals to other outlets. They'll be selling shows ranging from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel to The Tomorrow War. The latest syndication unit will be launched at the LA Screenings Market later this month. The 27th edition of the European Film Festival will take place between May 10th and May 19th. 23 selected films across categories and languages are set to be featured at the EFF. 2023 marks the 27th anniversary of the EFF in Trinidad and Tobago. The EFF began in 1996 and has been held annually ever since, including during the pandemic. US rapper Young Lo has been killed in a shooting at a Miami Beach nightclub over the weekend. He was 37. Lo was rushed to the hospital after a shooter opened fire during a party around 4 a.m. on May 8th. He succumbed to his injuries hours later while undergoing treatment. Friends of the hip-hop star are alleging that the attack was targeted.